It is time to expand minds through movies, TV, sports, and flicks. It is time to boldly go where no podcast has gone before. It is time for the Captain Talks Flicks.
The Captain Talk Flicks.
Welcome to the Captain Talk Flicks podcast. I'm your host, Captain Cortez, aka Mr. Love, and this is where we talk flicks. And ladies and gentlemen, this week, one last time, for a while at least, I got to go to my most favorite franchise in the entire universe, multiverse, interdimensional space, any kind of space, place in the timeline, in universe, in the fabric of this time-space continuum. This is my favorite franchise, my favorite show, my favorite thing. And we're talking about the one and only Star Trek, Strange New Worlds to be exact. And this week, I'm going to get into the finale. But before we do that, a couple things. I want to give a big shout out to Detroit, Michigan. Got some plays, Detroit this past week. Gracias, gratitude, Toraba. Now, if you heard this line, last week, the Detroit Lions lost to, I forgot what it was. This is week 2. We're playing again. This is actually Sunday. They're playing later today. And today, they will be victorious. Is that right, Detroit? Detroit, we're going to win. And we're going to win the rest of the year because we are the Detroit Lions. We will not quit. We will not stop. So yes, Detroit, we're winning today. If you listen to this, thank you. Gracias, gratitude. And additionally, this episode is brought to you by the album called S.W.A.G by the one and only Sunzu Cosmic and Ek Odalip, rapping and rhyming in their unique style of electronic city beats. I guarantee you never heard anything like this in your life before. So you want to check out the album called S.W.A.G. I'll put a link below. Check it out now. Let's get on the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, last episode of the season, Star Trek Strange New Worlds. And they are battling a very, very ferocious, fierce, evil entity. They go onto this planet, they gotta battle this spirit, this man, this evil, the incarnation of evil, apparently. It goes back eons and eons and eons and eons and eons ago before the existence of the human race. So they gotta battle evil. And so in this episode, they battle evil. Now, on the path to battle evil, the show does explore relationships between human beings, ones that are kind of romantic, and the loss and the gain and possibilities of what life will be like in the future. So the episode's phenomenal, and I also heard it was potentially written as a way to close the series out if it wasn't renewed. So it is a phenomenal episode. I don't want to get into the details. I'm going to spoil it for you. But I do want to talk about this. In this episode, they do kind of tackle the idea of fate, destiny, choice, choosing, right? Are our paths fixed, or can we reshape our destiny? Now, between Pike and this lady, they have a conversation about basically like, can Pike, change his destiny? Because if you've seen Star Trek before this, you would know that Captain Pike has a certain destiny that he should not be able to change or ignore, that this is the path he's on. He cannot change it. But in the episode, being his lady, his future wife, has kind of evolved as a human being, and she can see time space differently, that she says that maybe our destinies ain't quite fixed. Now, even though in the past, these people, this time stone, whatever it was, told them this is what it was, that maybe he's not quite fixed on that. Now, that leads to real life in the human world. Can we make choices? Can we shift our path? Or are we on a destined path? Whatever happens isn't inevitable. Now, a lot of times in my own life, I say that's exactly what's supposed to happen. I say it many times. But was it though? Was it exactly supposed to happen? Or did I make it happen? Or did somebody else make it happen? The choice I make it happen? Or was it supposed to happen no matter what? No matter what you do, you're going to that space, place, whatever, it's inevitable. Like I think if Thanos says to Marvel, it's inevitable. I was inevitable. Is it inevitable? I don't know the answer to these things. I am not smart enough. I'm just a podcaster. I have no credential. I have nothing. I just think about things and I'm not quite sure. Even navigating life for 49 years, I don't know. We could talk about this for eons and eons and eons and eons and throughout time and still come with no answer. But even that being said, let's say that our destiny is fixed and you have no way to stop what's going to happen. I still am going to try to make the best choices possible to shape my life in a way that I feel is going to be the best for me. Even if I have no power to change anything. Maybe I don't, maybe I do, but I don't know. Even if it's an illusion, I'm still going to do my best to learn, uplift, and grow as a being so I can live the best possible life, at least the way I define it. Even so, escaping fate and destiny, I will not shift. So ladies and gentlemen, you're out there, you're thinking, I have no control of my life. I can't do anything. My path is destined. In fact, I had conversations in the past with some relatives who told me that very thing. Like, bro, we're just screwed from the jump. There's nothing you can do about it. You're destined to be in this space place and be like this full life. Multiple people have told me that. And through the process of learning and growing, I have shifted things that told me was the truth in the past. But maybe that was supposed to happen to get me to change. I don't even know. It's very complex. Time, space, choices is very difficult. Even computer algorithms and AI probably cannot calculate these things. It's very complex. So anyways, Star Trek did tackle that. Now, one additional thing I do want to talk about as well. In the episode, Pike's chick has to battle this evil entity. This entity that's so evil is very hard to combat. Now, in the episode, she says that she has to combine, or believes she has to combine essence, DNA of various races together so that she can battle, confront this evil, and conquer it. Now, she does win. She does beat them. Spoiler. But I want to relate that to real life. So in our real life, as we navigate the world, in a world that could be fate or destiny or not, and we see challenges or obstacles or people or things or whatever that we need to battle, take on, overcome, get past, or evolve, whatever you're talking about. In the path to that, as a single individual, you, the human being, with the current level of knowledge you currently have, maybe it's not enough to beat that obstacle, evil, whatever label you use. But if you're like Christopher Pike's wife, and you've gained other information, other races or knowledge or books or ideas, and put them together, you can navigate past that obstacle. Now, in real life, I feel this is very true. Now, I was in one space in the past 10, 15 years ago, and now after accumulating various knowledge from different spaces and places, from different people, things, and stuff, and integrated it into the captain currently, now I'm able to navigate different places, spaces, and overcome different obstacles because of the accumulation of the knowledge from various human beings on planet Earth. So yes, in fact, the thing they illustrated on Star Trek, where she gains information from the past of various races across the galaxy, help to battle the evil, I feel can be applied to real life, because in real life, as a human being, if you gather knowledge from various cultures, places, people, things, ideas, books, spaces, combine them, you probably, most likely, will be able to navigate more than without doing that. So once again, Star Trek does show things that can be applicable to real life and true to life, and lessons upon lessons upon lessons if we look, study, and learn. So lessons to be learned from this particular episode. Bro, is our past destined or not? Maybe they are, maybe not, I don't know. Number 2, if you want to overcome, move past certain things, like shoot an episode and beat evil or whatever we're talking about, acquire more knowledge from various resources, people, things, places, and you might just get further in life than you were before, further past any place you try to get further in. Go up levels, gain this, do this, if you do this. True, maybe true, I don't know, try it out. Now, your dude, the captain, has actually tried that. And in my estimate, I have slightly been successful by doing it. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, Star Trek did not disappoint. It's entertaining, it's fun, it's sci-fi, great characters, good story, positive, and you will learn lessons that are applicable to real life. Once again, Star Trek has done it, and this is why it's my most favorite franchise in the galaxy, in the world. Now, on a side note, that has nothing to do with Star Trek, but I do want to talk about it. There are currently talks that Paramount, the parent company of Star Trek, which also has the UFC now, might acquire Warner Brothers, which owns Superman and Batman, bro. Superman, Batman, Star Trek, UFC, all at Paramount. Bro, all my favorite things in one space. I love it. It's phenomenal. It's a great time to be alive. So ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening. I appreciate you all. And now that Star Trek is over, until I think Starfleet Academy comes out, or some other things, in the meantime, between time, next week, we will start Tulsa King. Tulsa King starts up next week, and we're going to take the ride of that season until completion. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, podcast keeps on going, keeps on trucking. Maybe we'll bring back the second day. I don't even know. But ladies and gentlemen, if you've listened to this podcast today or any day, I appreciate you all. You guys are phenomenal human beings, and keep on doing what you do. Keep on growing, overcoming, and exploring the infinite possibilities of life on Earth. Because I promise you, if you keep on learning, keep growing, keep on trying to push through life, you will get just a little bit farther and maybe just change life a slight bit. A slight bit of change. It's a little bit more change, Next thing you know, you're a different place, different space, and you're better off than you were. Possibly. You might fail, you might not. It doesn't really not matter. Let's just keep on trying and doing it. And let's shift or change our life, because this podcast is about watching art, learning, growing, being entertained, but also change our life in a better, more positive way. And the last thing I want to say, I want you all to succeed and do well. Every one of you. Life is short. Life is precious. Now, recent news events have showcased something the United States went down that's very bad. The ideas are getting spoken, and actions that are not good are being taken. You may hear some things you don't like. Okay, right. One thing to talk about your mess and argue, okay. But taking the kinetic places is not the way to go. That before you take action, think clearly. Think about the possible second, third order chain events that happen from that. and understand that these are significant things that can change your life, people's life, and in general. So stop, breathe, and think before you make very, very bold choices that you cannot come back from. So ladies and gentlemen, be safe out there. It's getting crazy out there. I love you all. Thanks for joining me. And until next time, we'll see. All progress occurs because people dare to be different. Henry Milner. Till next time, Captain Peace.
The Captain Talks.